Nag-utos na po ang ating Chief PNP para muling buksan po itong kaso po ni dating PCO Board Secretary Attorney General Wesley Barayuga. This is an offshoot ng mga revelations po during the Quadcom committee hearing wherein ang isa pong active na police na si Lieutenant Colonel Santi Mendoza has revealed some information regarding his knowledge allegedly doon po sa ginawang pagpatay po, implicating the names of dati pong General Manager po ng PCSO na si Ms. Royina Garma and at ang current na NAPOLCOM Commissioner na si Ed Leonardo po.
Ipinadala niya sa akin ang larawan ni Wesley Barayuga habang ito ay nasa conference meeting sa loob ng PCSO. Sinabi ni Colonel Leonardo na ang larawan ni Wesley Barayuga ay kinuha at ipinadala sa kanya ni Ma'am Garma. Matapos na matagumpay na naisagawa ang operasyon, ipinaalam sa akin ni Police Colonel Leonardo na si Ma'am Garma ay nagbigay ng 300,000 bilang kabayaran para sa aming trabaho. At ito ay iaabot ni Tox sa aking middleman na si Nelson Mariano. At nang magkita kami ni Nelson, inabot niya sa akin ng halagang 40,000 bilang aking bahagi sa kabayaran. Isiginagawa ko ang salaysay na ito upang patunayan ang katotohanan ng mga nabanggit na pangyayari kaugnay sa pagpatay kay Wesley Barayuga.
Pangungunahan po ng CIDG, ito pong gagawing investigation. Hindi pa naman po ito naka-close. However, nung nangyari po itong insidente po na ito, ay meron po silang pinursu po na lead. Particularly, ito pong reportedly na sinasabing alleged involvement po nitong si General Barayuga doon nga po sa sinasabing illegal activities. But because of this recent information po ay bubuksan pong muli po ito at nakatakda pong ipatawag po ng CIDG. Ito pong si Mendoza para po magbigay ng salaysay regarding po dito sa kanyang nalalaman po.
Ma'am, sabi niyo po, hindi naman talaga na-close pa yung case. Then what happened ba? Parang napulog yung kaso.
Yes po, hindi po ang una pong nag-imbestiga po dito ay NCRPO, but after 6 months po as a matter of procedure po ay sinusumit po. I understand nag-create po ng SITG po ang NCRPO, but kung after 6 months po ay wala pong significant development po sa isang kaso po ay nagiging cold case po yan at automatic po ay nadadala po yan sa CIDG. So on the part of the CIDG, they also created a special investigation task group for this case po. However, based po sa aking personal communication po sa Deputy Director for Operation po ng CIDG ay yung mga ebidensya po, yung mga ay doon po nagli-lead. Doon po yung ibinigay po na report ni Colonel Macantan po, who was the designated SITG commander during that time po. So ngayon po ay muling pagbubuksan po kung ano po yung mga information na naging progress po ng investigation before po. Ito po ay muli pong re-reviewin po ng investigating team na i-create po ni General Torre. At kanina kausap ko po siya before proceeding here. At one of the initial action na gagawin po nila ay ipatawag po itong si Nelson Mariano po at si Santi Mendoza for them to give their sworn written statement before the investigating unit to shed light on this matter and again para ma-reduce into writing po itong mga revelation po nila during the Quadcom committee hearing po. Si Santi Mendoza po ay nilabasan na po ng order, nirelieve na po siya from PDEG at nilagay na po siya sa Personnel Holding Admin Unit po ng Kamkrame. So under restrictive custody na po siya so that ma-ensure po natin yung kanyang appearance dito po sa mga gagawin po nating investigation, and of course, one of the main consideration is to secure them po.
Pero in terms of admin investigation, kasi parang sa kanya na rin nanggaling na meron siyang alam tungkol sa nangyaring krimen.
Well, definitely, aside dito po sa mga binigay po niyang statement during the Quadcom committee hearing that will be used by the CADG in reopening this case, definitely po ay may kakaharapin din po silang mga administrative cases with respect dito po sa kanilang involvement. At siya po mismo ang umamin na may kinalaman po siya. Siya po ang naghanap po ng mga taong papatay po dito kay Ginoong Barayuga. So these are testimonies na narinig po nating lahat, and definitely this will be used by the CIDG in pursuing cases against them. So kung ano ang mangyayari after kuhanan sila ng ebidensya, definitely they will be one of the suspects na fa-filean po ng kaso with respect po sa ginawang pagpatay po kay Ginoong Barayuga. Paano napunta po ang pangalan po ni Ginoong Barayuga dun sa sinasabing nasa listahan po ng di umano ay involved sa mga illegal drugs activities. So titignan natin kung paano ba na-process itong information na ito, saan galing ang information, who provided the information, sino ang nag-validate nitong information that led to his inclusion doon sa sinasabing nasa listahan ng mga drug personalities. So these are all the information that will be validated and investigated po ng CADG to really come up with a clear and transparent and unbiased investigation to. Ang sabi ng PNP kanina po ay nagmeeting po yung mga selected PNP officials to discuss this case, including the director of CIDG, at malinaw po, isa lamang po ang direksyon ng utos ng ating PNP. He wants to get to the bottom of this, regardless po kung sino ang tatamaan dito sa investigation, whether active o retiradong pulis. Wala po tayong sisinuhin natin dahil we owe it hindi lamang po doon sa pamilya po ng biktima, but we owe it sa ating mga kababayan para bigyan ng linaw itong kaso po na ito.
Kung nag-provide na ba ng any parang to prove his claim yung si Lieutenant Colonel Santi?
That is precisely the reason why the CIDG will subpena si Santi Mendoza para humarap po sa gagawing investigation po ng CIDG po, so that he can reduce into writing yung mga salita at mga revelations niya na sinabi during the hearing po sa Congress po. And we will take it from there. Kung meron pa pong mga ebidensya maliban po dito sa kanilang sinabi po nitong si Nelson Mariano at si Santi Mendoza, and we are also in pursuit nitong sinasabi na gunman na si alias Loloy, so we could have a complete pictures on what really transpired due sa ginawa pong pagpatay, and of course doon sa sinasabing link po nitong si Ruyina Garma at saka si Commissioner Leonardo po.
How about ma'am, sabina kay retired Colonel Ruyina Garma and kay Edilberto?
I don't want to preempt po kung ano po yung mga susunod na action po ng CADG, whether there is also plan to issue subpoena against kay Commissioner Leonardo as well as Ruyina Garma. But as of today po, what I understand po is they will start from Santi Mendoza and Nelson Mariano. Ang importante po ito, they want to reduce into writing po yung kanilang mga isiniwalat po during the hearing po, kasi napaka-importante po nito dahil ito po yung gagamitin natin on how to proceed with this case. But ang importante, ang laging inulit kanina ni Chief PNP, sinasabi niya na wala tayong sasantuhin, wala tayong sisinuhin sa investigation na ito, regardless kung sinong mga personality or maliban dito kay Garma at Leonardo. Kung meron pang mga personalidad tayong matutumbok sa ating investigation, doon tayo tutuloy po sa ating investigation po.
Ma'am, kasama din po ba sa investigahan ng PNP yung mga unang nag-investiga, like yung mga tauhan ng NCRPO na parang walang nangyari dun sa investigasyon nila? So maganda na rin na wala silang nandito.
Definitely po, yung ating gagawin pong pag-backtrack po kung what happened to this case, ay titingnan natin sino ba yung mga nag-imbestiga dito, nagkaroon ba ng kapabayaan, nagkaroon ba ng pagtatakip, lalo na dito sa ginawang pag-iimbestiga dito. So lahat po ng humawak ng kaso na yan, sino po ba yung mga nakaposisyon during that time nung mangyari yan, sino ang mga humawak ng kaso, lahat po yan ay pinabubuksan po ng ating Chief PNP.
Colonel Leonardo, you will deny all of the statement given by Lieutenant Colonel Mendoza, just like you denied that you were on hand in the killing of a 3 Chinese drug lords in Davao Penal Colony. Am I right?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
I remember during that time, Colonel Padilla is here, that Artner Solis, you directed Artner Solis to talk with Tata about killing those 3 drug lords. And even Colonel Padilla, in his testimony, testified it. You're denying it, am I right?
May I be clarified?
You are denying it, am I right? Yes or no?
Denying what, Mr. Chair? Pakiulit
My
po
goodness,
yung-
I have asked the question already, and I know you understood my question. Colonel Padilla, you have testified here in this committee that Colonel Leonardo is part of it. Am I right?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Are you denying it?
I'm denying it, Mr. Chair.
You're denying it also, a testimony of Colonel Mendoza. Am I right?
Correct po, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to hold in contempt Colonel Leonardo. So move, Mr. Chair.
Chairman Abante, earlier, he was already cited in contempt.
Oh, okay.
And there was
Di ba
already...
pwedeng pangalawang contempt?
We will just probably allow him to
Okay.
serve the first contempt order, and then later on we decide.
May I
if he
continue
still-
on? Okay. Colonel Garma, nabanggit mo sa test question ni Congressman Flores na ngayon mo lang nalaman itong mga bagay na ito.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Si Mr. Ramon Tulfo on September 17, ito ang sinabi niya. Pakinggan mo mabuti ha. Ang sabi ni Mon Tulfo, inuulit ko ang aking suggestion. Ibig sabihin, he suggested that before na dapat imbestigahan si dating PCSO General Manager Ronia tama pagpatay kay PCSO Board Member Wesley Barayugan. Maraming naniniwala na si Garma ang utak sa pananambang kay Barayugan, isang retired Brigadier General na miyembro ng PMA Class 1983. Si Barayugan kasi bilang board member ng PCSO ang umaharang sa pagbibigay ni Garma ng mga STL franchises sa kanyang mga kaibigan. You deny that, am I right?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Ito pa, natutuloy ko ha. Di pa nalulutas ang patay kay Barayugan. That's why these people here came to testify. And I'm telling it to you right now, as I can notice the testimony of Colonel Mendoza here. I have never seen any police officer weep before this committee or any committee for that matter. This man, I believe, is telling the truth, Colonel Garma. Mon Tulfo, I believe, is telling the truth. Now, tutuloy ko ha, may news blackout noon sa assassination dahil alam ng mga investigador, ito ha, na si Garma at Pangulong Digong ay magsyota. Totoo o hindi?
Hindi po totoo, Mr. Chair.
May mga report na yung anak ni Garma na may kapansanan anak din ni Digong. Ito totoo, di ba?
Mr. Chair, can we spare my daughter, Mr. Chair? She has nothing
Hindi po
to
totoo
do
yun,
with
di ba?
this. Yes, it's
Oo.
not true.
Napilitang alisin ni Digong sa PCSO si Garma nang umangal na ang mga generals at colonels na mga graduate din ng PMA gaya ni Barayugan. Hindi rin po totoo to, hindi ba?
Wala akong
Hindi
alam.
rin, no? Therefore, nag-isinungaling si Mutulfo, nag-isinungaling si Colonel Mendoza, nag-isinungaling si Nelson Mariano. Am I right?
Opinion nila yun, Mr. Chair.
Then, am I
Para sa
right?
akin
Yes
po,
or no?
hindi. Para sa akin, hindi po totoo
Nagsisinungaling ba sila?
lahat. I cannot... Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, now, let me go back. Let me go back when you were the chief of police of Cebu City. Nandito ang affidavit ni Baby Rosales na ang kanyang anak ay napatay nung ikaw ang chief of police ng Cebu City. Naalala mo?
Wala po akong natatandaan po, Mr.
October 4, 2018. Hindi ba ikaw ang chief of police ng
Chair. I am
Cebu
the-
City at that time?
Yes, Mr. Chair. I'm the
Okay,
city
siya po
director.
ay napatay nung panahon na ikaw ang chief of police.
I'm the city director. There are station commanders.
Ito
under-
ang affidavit ni Baby Rosales.
Yes.
Alright. Now, merong case summary dito ng sworn statement ni Miss Raquel Lopez. Naalala mo si Raquel Lopez?
No, Mr. Chair.
Hindi mo naalala. Ito ang sinabi niya para malaman mo. Sa wikang Ingles na tinranslate ni William Reyes, ang sabi niya, during the wake of my son, Garma and her police officers arrived in my place. Those who were attending the wake scampered away from seeing them. Garma was enraged as she hollered out and strut around. She was angry at us for holding a wake on the death of my son. She yelled out, why is there only one dead? There are many of them here. You are also denying that.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
You are.
Yes. I am denying it. Wala akong sinabing ganyan, Mr. Chair.
You were the you were the at that time in Cebu City.
City director, Mr. Chair.
You are the city director at that time. Therefore, you know this incident. Hindi pwedeng ikaw, city director, na hindi mo alam ang incidenting ito. My goodness naman,
I'm
Colonel
aware.
Garma, you are the director, the city director.
I cannot
Hindi ka
recall-
pinapaniwala na hindi mo alam sa mga nangyaring ito. Ito na nagtetestimony, napatay ang kanyang anak. Ikaw, umiiyak ka dito nung kinontem ka namin sapagkat naalala ang anak mo. Ito, napatay yung anak niya. Sumisigaw ka pa, sinasabi mo dito, ha? Okay. Hindi ako nagagalit sa'yo. Dynamic lang ako. Naunawahan mo ako?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
To give emphasis to what I'm trying to say. Ito, nag-mention siya, during the wake of my son, Garma and her police officers arrived in my place. Ikaw pa nagsabi, nagalit ka pa at sinabi mo, why is there only one dead? There are many of them here. Nakalimutan mo ito? Hindi mo maalala?
Wala akong sinabing ganyan, Mr. Chair.
Well, sworn statement ito
Yes,
ni
Your
Miss
Honor.
Raquel Lopez. Sworn statement. Gusto ko lang sabihin sa iyo, when we cited you in contempt, you are weeping before your lawyer because you remember your own child na maiiwan, a special child. Buhay siya eh. Buhay siya, Colonel Garma. Umiiyak ka na. Buhay siya. Ito patay. Ikaw ang city director. Ito patay. Nagsalita ka pa. Nagsalita ka pa dito. Mo, bakit isa lang ang namatay? Bakit isa lang ang pinatay? Oh, samantalang napakarami nila. And you're telling me now, you're denying that, Mr. Chair? Hindi mo lang siguro maalala at baka nakalimutan mo, sa matagal na ito eh. 2018 pa ito eh. Baka nakalimutan mo, ipinapaalala ko lamang sa iyo, you're under oath here, and we are trying to pass legislation so that this will not happen again. Mr. Chair, ano ang gusto mong sabihin? Tell it to us now. Lie under your teeth. Tell us. Colonel Garma, ako, hindi ko akalain bilang ikaw isang babae, no? Magagawa mo ito. You're denying it right now. You're denying everything right now. Ang dami mo nang dinanay, Colonel Garma. At nakikita po ng taong bayan dito, napakalaki ng problema ng ating kapulisan na katulad ng marami mga eskalawag. Dapat malaman ito ng Director General Marbil na dapat niyang asikasuhin ang ayusin ang nangyayari sa Philippine National Police. This person here, si Lieutenant Colonel Mendoza, tinitingnan mo siya when he was testifying before us, when he was reading his affidavit, nakatingin ka sa kanya, nakasimangot ka sa kanya, galit ka sa kanya. And this guy is weeping before us while he was saying this, while you are angry at him. Nelson Mariano testified, 2 of them against you and against Leonardo. 2 against you, both of you. And you're denying it. Listen, akala niyo ba politics itong ginagawa namin? Kung sinasabi po ni Colonel Mendoza, natatakot siya sa buhay niya. Kami ba, matapang ba kami? Hindi ko kami matapang, pero kinakailangan namin gawin to upang maayos na natin ang problema sa ating bansa. Hindi ba gusto mo rin ayusin, Colonel Garma?
Mr. Chair.
Gusto mo rin ayusin, Colonel Leonardo? Gusto nyo rin ayusin, di ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Ayusin natin. Magsabi kayo ng totoo. Look, I will be recommending to the Quad Committee that the DOJ, who is right now hearing this, make charges against you. My goodness, hindi kami korte. Pero alam nyo, binanggit na namin sa inyo lahat ng legislation na nais naming gawin. Upang sabihin po sa taong bayan na ito po hearing na is not trying to prosecute you as criminals. But we would like to draft and file legislation that would finally stop all of the things that we are hearing right now. Ito, kayo na pa kita pinagmamasdan Mr. Chair. When Colonel Mendoza was actually reading his affidavit, and he was already weeping, and you're there looking at him, angry at him. These are 2 people against you. Nais niyo po ba na kami ay magdagdag ng mga testimony against you to prove that you are lying to us? Ayan. Ayan si Atty. Conte is there. Hindi lang po nakapunta rito ang mga witnesses, Mr. Chair, sapagkat sila ay hindi makaalis sa kanilang mga trabaho. The witnesses are poor families and they cannot get out of their jobs. But they want to be here and they want to testify against you people that did not even give due process to those that you killed. Whether pushers or mistaken identity, yet all Filipinos must be accorded due process. Am I right, Colonel Garma?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
All right.
Your Honor.
Now, naniniwala ka sa aming mandate dito na dapat namin itong imbestigahan upang finally we'll put an end to these things. Nais kong sabihin sa inyo, gusto ko na rin matapos ito sapagkat nakakapagod na rin pakinggan ang mga kasinungalingan ninyo. Nakakapagod na, Mr. Chair. Pero itutuloy po namin ito. Bakit? Sapagkat ang Kongreso ang gumagawa ng batas. Gumagawa ng batas upang matigil na lahat ng mga bagay na ito. Mr. Chair, yun lamang po ang gusto kong sabihin.
Thank you, Congressman Abante. Can you give water to Congressman Abante, please? The next
Mr. Chair, preferably cold.
Yeah, preferably cold.
Preferably cold.
To douse the heat in the... The next to interpolate is Congressman Lordan Suhan. Congressman Suhan, if he's not here, the next to interpolate is Congressman Adjong.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I'd like to direct my questions to General Manager Garma. Ma'am, you mentioned earlier as your response to Congressman Pimentel that there was a mass procurement of pickups, no? Kung saan isa sa mga pickup doon namatay si General Barayuga. Tama po ba yun?
Yan ang pagkakaalam ko sa no time na yun, Mr. Chair, na may mga nabili at for issue.
Okay. So, tanong ko lang po as a General Manager, would you have an access to the type of vehicles and plate numbers of all those all those units that have already been procured? May access po kayo dito sa information?
Lahat po ng information sa PCSO, I can have an access because
Okay.
I'm the GM, Mr. Chair.
So, ito pong trabaho na to, when you assign the units or the vehicles to each individual member, board members, and including the board secretary, hindi naman po ito kailangan ng en-bank resolution, no? Or any resolution from your side, no? Administrative po ito, tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Your
So
Honor.
pag na-assign po ba itong mga vehicles na ito, would you of course being a manager and this is administrative, of course it requires your signature and your approval, hindi ho ba?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, Your Honor.
So ibig sabihin po, Mr. Chair, yung sasakyan na na-assign kay Attorney Barayuga ay na-approve niyo po, no? In-approve niyo yung pag-distribute itong sasakyan at pag-assign doon
Yes
sa mga
po, as recommended by the logistics officer. Yes
as
po.
recommended by no? Okay. Nung nangyari po yung namatay si General Barayuga at nalaman po ninyo, ano po yung una nyong naging direktiba? Ano po yung response ninyo as a PCSO manager? Of course, sabi niyo po, wala naman po kayong napag-awayan. According to your testimony, maganda nga po yung relasyon nyo at nagtataka po kayo dahil mabait na tao siya. Ano po yung unang-unan yung ginawa hakbang bilang isang PCSO manager, general manager, na namatayan po kayo ng miyembro ng board?
Nagulat pa ako. I think I made a report to the chair. I cannot recall. I made a report. And then, inalam ko po kung, kasi inimbestigahan na yun, inalam ko po kung pandemic kasi ho, mahirap gumalaw. Inalam ko na lang po after na nagkaroon ng crime scene investigation, inalam ko po kung saan po siya dinala. Si Board Secretary Barayuga. Inalam ko po because during that time, pandemic yun, ako lang po ata I was in the office kasi noon nalaman ko, so inalam ko kung saan siya para ma-facilitate po yung ano po.
Okay. Gusto ko lang pong tanungin si Colonel Sante Mendoza. Sa salaysay niyo po, nasabi niyo, tinawagan po kayo ni Colonel Leonardo, hindi ho ba?
Opo.
At sa salaysay niyo din po, sinabi po ninyo na nagkaroon kayo ng alinlangan doon sa sinabi po sa inyo na patay, no? Yung isang nagngangalang Attorney Barayuga, tama yun?
Yes, Your Honor.
At sabi mo, natatakot ka dahil ito ay isang opisyal ng gobyerno at hindi mo alam yung kanyang background. So magkakaroon ka muna ng sarili mong, parang gagawa ka muna ng sarili mong surveillance. Tama po ba yun?
You have to get your own information for the subject, Your Honor. Hindi po yung magso-surveillance.
Ay, ano pa ba yung sabi? Kasi nawala sa akin, nasa akin kasi na yung kanina yung ano mo eh. Pero let me just to paraphrase, no? I'm just trying to understand. Based on your salaysay, ang sabi niyo po is, magkakaroon muna ka, natatakot nga ho kayo, di ba? Dahil isang opisyal at hindi niyo kilala. At humihingi kayo ba ng oras para, ano po yung hinihingi nyo na oras?
To verify the
tama. Not
information, sir.
Yeah, stand corrected. To verify. At nasabi din po ni Colonel Leonardo na na-assign na, alam na yung sasakyan, ibibigay na sa inyo yung sasakyan, hindi ba? Parang identified na kung ano yung sasakyan niya dahil inassign ito kay Attorney Barayuga. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor. In addition to that, binigay niya po yung sasakyan na yan, pati yung driver. Yung umaga po nung
noong July 30, 2020 po. At sinabi po din ni Colonel, according to your salaysay, sinabi ni Colonel Leonardo sa'yo na yung sasakyan identified na anong sasakyan ni Attorney Barayuga. Ito'y isang pick-up na puti with plate number, etc. etc. Tama po ba?
Opo, Your Honor.
Na na-identify ito, na na-assign ni General Manager Garma doon sa board secretary niya, which in this case, yung namatay nga, or pinaslang, na si Attorney Barayuga. Tama po ba?
Opo, Your Honor.
Okay. Maraming salamat po. The reason why I'm stating this, Mr. Chair, is that based on the earlier in questioning of Congressman Pimentel, parang ang position po ng ni Colonel Garma is that una, hindi niya alam yung may nag-mass procure, and number two, hindi niya directly na inassign yung sasakyan dahil according lang yun sa recommendation ng isang division o opisina. But we have proven here, Mr. Chair, that he has the power to either reject or to reshuffle or not to approve the assignment of each vehicle to each of the board members who will be receiving this vehicle as part of their official transport. So, Mr. Chair, this actually corroborates, Mr. Chair, for me, at least I'm for this representation, corroborates, Mr. Chair, the testimony of Mr. Mendoza as to the establishment of the fact that indeed it was made easier for the hitman to identify where General Barayuga would be riding in. Anong type na sasakyan, anong plate number, in etc. Which actually materialized yung assassination po na ginawa kay General Barayuga. Now, I'd like to ask po, Mr. Chair, if we have the PNP, yung nag-iimbestiga po dito sa kaso na ito. May I ask, no. I'd like to ask, Mr. Chair, Colonel Hansel Marantan. Nandito po ba siya? Wala ba siya dito? Sino po yung in charge doon sa sa investigation?
Mr. Chair, sir.
Sino bang in charge doon, Mr. Chair? Sir.
Sir, for information, sir, Colonel Marantan was then the chief of NCRFU, and he was then the head of the SITG of CIDG in the Barayuga case.
Okay. Gusto ko lang pong malaman, based doon sa, kasi dito po sa nasubmit po sa COMSEC namin na investigation, ang sinabi po dito ay the facts of the case, no? Sinabi dito is this pertains to the continuation of the investigation being conducted. So, tama ho ba ang pagkaintindi ko na wala pa pong resolution nitong kaso na ito?
Yes, sir. This case was never terminated, and we are still waiting for new evidence to surface, sir.
Oo. So, ayon po sa rekomendasyon ninyo, no? Ang sinasabi niyo po ay the recommendations is that it should continue on to conduct an in-depth investigation on the alleged na sinabing involvement of the late Attorney Wesley Barayuga doon po sa sinasabi ninyong previous na assignment when he was a chief of police. Am I correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair, sir. That was the recommendation before of the head of SITG,
So, my
Police
question,
Colonel Marantan.
My question, Mr. Chair, is what made PNP conclude that the murder of Attorney Barayuga was related to his former assignment?
I was then Mr. Chair, sir, I was then the Chief of Staff of CIDG, and I have heard some what have been stated during the case conferences that
No, my question is very simple po, no? What made you conclude that this investigation that you recommend has something to do with his previous assignment? Bakit yun lang yung angling nyo, Mr. Chair? At
Mr.
hindi nyo tiningnan yung mga possible other motives.
That was one of the recommended actions.
Why?
Possible motives, sir. Because the investigators was then looking into the angle that Brigadier General Wesley Barayuga was involved in illegal drugs.
Yeah, but again, based on the evidences that we have gathered, there was no cases filed against him. Was there any case filed administratively or otherwise before the assassination took place?
No case filed, sir. But there was another recommendation, sir, that to look into the result of the filing of cases of the NBI against PCSO officials.
Maybe it has something to do with the STL as earlier mentioned. No?
Yes, sir. That was one
But hindi nyo po, Mr. Chair, but hindi ho tinignan ng PNP yun as one of the motive or angle for the assassination of General Barayuga, because that's the only recommendation you have here according to your backpacking. And yet you're saying maybe it has something to do with his previous assignment, when in fact you admitted that there's no case filed against General Barayuga when he was then the City Police Director of Iloilo, that may have something to do with selling of illegal drugs. Then why suddenly you jump on that conclusion and maybe, zeroing in that kind of angle? Bakit po?
Mr. Chair, sir, in the investigation report that was submitted by Colonel Marantan, sa paragraph 15, he mentioned that they're asking the minutes regarding the 3 PCSO board meetings attended by Attorney Barayuga.
Yung sinabi niyo pong meron po kayong continuing investigation, would you still be open to other possibility of investigating the possible motive? Or do you still stick to this motive, investigating this previous allegation, yung previous assignment niya? Dahil wala kayong, I don't think there will be any basis and reference for you to continue on investigating his previous assignment, kasi you yourself would nag-admit na wala nga talaga kayong walang ang kaso na file against him. Would you still open to any further investigation, like probably looking at the possible involvement STL suspension?
Yes, Mr. Chair. I think that is another angle that has to be pursued.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to go back to Colonel Garma, Mr. Chair. Colonel Garma, you said
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, with the indulgence of the Honorable Adjong.
Yes, of course.
May I ask ikaw bang SITG head?
No, sir. I represent, sir, the Director CIDG, Police Brigadier General Nicolas Torres.
Ang sinabi po ninyo, kasagutan nyo kay Honorable Adjong, ang number one theory ninyo kung bakit pinatay si Wesley Barayuga is he is connected with illegal drugs. Would that be correct? Narinig ko ba yun ng tama?
Yes, Mr. Chair, sir. That was one of the recommendations, sir, of Colonel Marantan.
But what is the basis of that recommendation?
In the initial investigation that was conducted, sir, we found out that the victim, General Barayuga, was listed in the watch list of illegal drugs.
Sige, magdidebate tayo mamaya.
But that was just an angle, sir.
Magdidebate tayo mamaya. Sinisiguro ko lang na yun ang statement mo. Kasi the PDEA is here. And I think he will refute your statement. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Chairman, just sino bang head nung SITG that time?
Police Colonel Hansel Marantan, sir.
Oh, hindi mo alam, Colonel Grijaldo? Tinanong kita kanina.
Yes, sir. The case is handled. I ordered...
Hindi, tanong ko lang sinong head. Di ba hindi mo sinagot?
Yes, I answered, Mr. Chair.
Si Colonel
Colonel Wilson Lopez.
Oh, ba't si Colonel Marantan daw? Who is telling the truth?
Sir,
Yes, Colonel David Puklay.
Sir, the SITG of CIDG was created after, I think, the Eastern Police District passed the case to the CIDG, sir. And
Okay,
that's why
so-
we created another SITG, sir, purposely to continue the investigation.
Okay, now it's clear. 6 months after, nung inilipat na yung investigation sa CIDG. Tama?
We activated the SITG last September 13, 2022.
2022.
Yes, sir.
Oh, but sabi kanina ni Colonel Grijaldo, 6 months after. And that incident happened 2020. Paki-check nyo nga yung records nyo. Anyway, Mr. Chairman, paki-clear lang po yung mga records nyo kasi may itatanong din si Chairman ako at saka ako tungkol dun sa SITG. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, please proceed.
Thank
You have 1 minute, Congressman Adjong.
Thank you. I'll just wrap up na lang po, Mr. Chair. No? Kasi what is strange to me, Mr. Chair, is that in the crime scene, when it was investigated, the Honda car that was, yung nasa Honda po sa harap, it was identified. The motorcycles were identified. The driver was identified. May mga CCTV tayo na nakuha, and all those bystanders who saw the incident were identified. Pero ang hindi na-identify, Mr. Chair, and it has been going on for 4 years, is the possible motive, for example, and why up to now it has been remained unresolved for 4 years now. So, which actually leads me to probably my assumption, Mr. Chair, that the drug war at that time was made as a reference, as an excuse, probably for any individual who may be holding possible high office, to use that as a pretense to probably to get back on somebody na with personal vendetta, na meron silang personal vendetta. That's actually the thing that I have in mind, Mr. Chair. That's why I'd like to ask, Mr. Chair, Attorney Conti, Attorney Conti, dahil itong mga operation sa drug war na to, Attorney, you've heard about the salaysay, the affidavits of our witnesses here, Colonel Mendoza and Mr. Mariano, would you think that their testimonies have some semblance, or may corroborate the findings of your own investigation insofar as the EJK is concerned, based on your based on the findings that you did during those times? Would you say that based on their testimonies, it may have similarity? That to me might say na may system talaga, may pattern talaga na itong drug war nung nakaraang administrasyon ay nagagamit ito para rampant yung pagpatay, hindi lang dun sa mga small scale, small time na mga pushers on the street, but even this is also being used as a way to advance personal vendetta and then take down those personalities na ayaw nila or ayaw nilang makita or ayaw gumalaw o ayaw maipangbestiga na certain activity na makakasira sa kanila. Your Honors, if I may allow, if Ms. Attorney Conti may be allowed to respond to that question.
Yes, Your Honor. Specifically as to the circumstance of riding in tandem killing. So ito po yung katulad ng nakita po natin. It jives with the observations and statements of our witnesses who have been victimized by this kind of modus operandi. That one, the perpetrator rarely is identified, and even years after. So kahit po maraming witnesses na nakakita, walang makaka-identify, walang makaka-describe sa pumatay mismo. Second, therefore you would have no case moving forward. Second, that the cases would likely be archived sent to cold cases ang tawag po nila at hindi na po mababalikan. And our theory is that either the police are coddling the perpetrators themselves, kumbaga protektado po nila yung pumatay, yung umalis, or second, it's the police themselves who are the killers. That is our perception from the ground. And this modus operandi, Your Honors, is not only particular to the war on drugs. It's also applicable to any other politically motivated or any such motivated killings. Even in the killings of activists, ito na po ang modus operandi talaga. Basta po tinawag na enemy of the state. And during the time of Duterte, all drug addicts, all drug pushers, all those related to the drug trade, quote unquote, were called enemies of the state. In fact, Your Honor, if I may just add, as related to parang yung kaaway po na kung sino mang nasa posisyon, posible po yon. And we thought that the narco-politicians list was one indication that the drug war could be directed against the political opposition. Kumbaga, pwede pong imbentohin yung mga pangalan na ilalagay doon, o kaya singitan, o kaya on-site, kapag papatayin, sasabihin nila, drug lord to, o kaya drug addict to. Because from the point of view of the PNP and many others in power at that time, just the invocation of the drug war, or that this is an enemy of the state, was enough as an exempting circumstance in relation to the crime. Kahit po may krimen, sasabihin nila na okay lang na patayin yan dahil drug lord naman. When in fact, it should not have been. Yung self-defense, even yung lawful performance of duty na sinasabi po ng police, only justifying circumstances. Meaning, dapat pong kasuhan, ito pong pumatay or nakapatay, at sa korte po patutunayan yung kaso. Kaya malaking issue din po ito, hindi lamang sa implementation ng polisiya, sa usapin ng mga kapulisan, kundi usapin din po ito para sa ating legal and justice system.
Thank you very much for that manifestation. For last lang po na manifestation, very quick po. I think, Mr. Chair, that this is a pattern, no? Nangyayari po. That the drug war in the previous administration was used to link personalities who may not mga hindi